You invested 1 crore. You pulled out almost 80-90 lakh rupees in 10 years. And still that corpus became around 2 crore.
I believe that everyone should be financially free sooner than later.
A lot of people, think gold is the safest investment. But if somebody goes by data, then 2013, 14, 15, 3 years, gold fell down by almost 30%.
Welcome to The Realist with Harsh Agrawal, your go-to podcast for unlocking the secrets to a better life through small yet impactful changes. I'm Harsh Agrawal, a dedicated growth hacker who's passionate about discovering the hidden shortcut that leads to remarkable transformation. Today we dive deep into a topic that can truly change your life, personal finance. Joining me is a close friend and my very first financial advisor, the one who opened my eyes to the world of smart investing. So let's welcome Abhishek Mohta. Hi Abhishek.
Hi Harsh.
It's good to see you, man.
Same here. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, how many years it's been that we know each other?
Almost a decade.
I think like it's been a decade that we started working, but we knew each other back before that.
Yes, 2007.
2007, right. It's such a long time, man. And I know you are like financial advisor. You manage a large asset of fund for your friends, family, and of course your client. But how about you? Help us understand like how tough it is to become a financial advisor and what it really takes to become one.
That's a very interesting question. When you talk about financial advisor, I think finance is less about finance and it's more about people, about relationships, about knowing each other. Like we deal when we are into financial advisory and we meet people, we understand them, we understand about their family, about their relationship with money, about their financial goals, about any past experience, they have tough time with money,
right?
They have ever maybe forefathers have lost money or they have made a fortune. So ultimately when you understand about these things, then you can help people better understand their financial goals. And so these are the attributes which a financial advisor requires. They should have a good listening ear to listen to the people, and then solve their problems.
I remember like the first time when we met, like you asked me questions and I was like, why is this guy asking me so many questions which is not directly related to money? Mm-hmm. I remember the very interesting question was, Harsh, what is your goal? Mm-hmm. Why do you need money? And all those questions which we'll discuss today. Because I believe a lot of our audience who are entrepreneur and solopreneur, they're smart people. Mm-hmm. And they usually have irregular, income stream. So they often struggle with that. How do I manage my money? And I know most of the people do fixed deposit, or they might want to start with mutual fund, but they're not regular. So we'll do a deep dive into all this. But Abhishek, I want to discuss about one concept today, which you introduced me to. It's called goal-based investing.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, this idea of goal-based investing just changed my relationship with money. So what is goal-based investing, in the nutshell, and how it is different than typically invest and grow your money?
Have you ever seen a football match?
Yes, sometimes.
Now imagine that you are looking at a football match and there are 22 players running, but there are no goalposts.
Right.
Will you find that match interesting?
No, I think it's just people running and it's just boring.
There is nothing to achieve.
Right.
So this is, how people, they go for a trip also, then they also plan. They do much more planning. They have tickets in advance. They, identify what are the places they need to go. So similar is goal-based investing, wherein in the first place, why are you investing your money for? Otherwise, a lot of people do blind saving. They just, I've seen a lot of parents, as soon as a child is born, they just want to, invest in Sukanya Samriddhi scheme or maybe, start a SIP. But they don't know what's the cost of, sending them abroad. What we have done, we have taken out the fees of all the universities across the world, be it US, UK. And, it will blow your mind. Today, it's costing around $70,000 per annum.
$70,000
per annum for 1 year.
Okay.
And most of the courses are for 2 years.
And this is just for the course, not for their living cost, or it includes everything?
That's just for the course.
Okay.
So I remember the first time when I went for, international vacation, dollar was 43.
Right.
Now it's 83.
Sure.
Just imagine, the impact they will have if they don't, plan thoroughly. That's why, goal-based investing comes into the picture.
Yeah.
Like you identify. So we always say, before you make your investment decisions, you need to know 4 Ks. क्या चीज़ के लिए आप पैसा डाल रहे हो, आपको कितना पैसा चाहिए, आपको कब चाहिए और आप उसको कैसे अचीव करोगे.
Right. So why do you need money for? When do you need? How much you need?
And how will you achieve that?
How will you achieve? Okay. Yeah, I remember like we did that before my son was born, and we sit down and then decided like, okay, when he turns, I think 16-year-old, what would be his cost of education in, let's say, US? And it was just adding a reason for the investing. And I think the figure was coming out to be somewhere more than $500,000 with, and we considered some certain factor, right? Like,
Right.
what were those factors?
First was inflation, and the other one was currency depreciation.
Right.
Because dollar appreciates over a period of time.
Definitely. I mean, we have seen that so many times. I mean, it's happening on a regular phase. So here's the thing, guys. Like, I think like often we invest thinking, okay, our goal is to make money grow, right? And I don't think it's a bad approach initially. Or I think it's a bad approach. What do you think?
I have a point to make here.
Yes, please.
So goal-based investing, first of all, helps you avoid under-saving. Like if you are getting best of returns, but you are not saving enough to reach your goal, ultimately you will fall short of that goal.
Right.
Like suppose if you want to plan, for son's higher education,
Right.
and that the future goal amount is around 3 crores.
Yeah.
Now the amount is coming to around say 70,000 rupees per month.
Right.
But you are saving only 20,000, and you have capacity to save 70,000. It just, because you are not following this approach, you are just, saving in your comfort zone.
Right.
So first of all, it helps you avoid under saving. Then you save less and achieve more.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? That when you are starting, so, when a child is born, we know you have 18 years to, plan for his higher education.
Sure.
So if you start on day one, you will save much less than if you delay it by 3 years, then you will have to invest at least 30 to 40% more than your initial amount. So here is the difference,
Yeah, I know.
having the right approach.
Abhishek, after understanding this concept, I told my brother, like, okay, you run a business, and I think businessmen, especially in India, they have all their money in the business, right? Like, and then I asked him this question, okay, now if you have to pull out $500,000, let's say you want to send him to US for higher education, can you easily pull out that $500,000 without impacting your business? And perhaps that's where he realized, like, how different things would be after 16 years, he would not know. But having that pocket of money just for the education, like one of the goal of many goals, can really ensure that his son will get the best of the education. So I think it's a very interesting concept, and we'll keep discussing more on this, Abhishek. But I really want to touch base on the topic that we discussed yesterday, happy money and sad money. And I think it was the first time I'm hearing happy money and sad money. I don't know what you gather from this concept called sad money. What is happy money and what is sad money, Abhishek?
Before that, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What is money according to you?
Money is a tool that enables me to buy experience, or for me, money is something which helps me to buy my time.
Right. So people often, exchange money with currency. Like currency is different. Like what you give and what you get in return is currency and not money.
Right.
So money means different to different people. Like if I ask my 10-year-old son, Kushal, what is money to you? He will say, Papa, money to me is McDonald's.
Yeah, sure.
Having a burger in McDonald's is money for him.
Definitely.
Okay. And if I ask a 20-year-old guy or girl, he will say maybe, partying with friends. That is what money means to me.
Sure.
If I ask a 30-year-old guy,
Yeah.
what is money to you? He will say,
Buying a car.
buying a car
Yeah.
or buying a home.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask a 40-year-old person,
Right.
so he will have different concept about money. Maybe, planning for his future, securing his retirement. So the definition of money keeps on changing from person to person. So money is an emotion, and money can really be happy and sad. So happy money is a concept. It's an interesting book called Happy Money by Kon Honda. It's a Japanese, author.
Yeah.
It's a nice book. I was just, reading. I took it from the airport. So he says that happy money, like when you spend money and when you feel happy about it, that is like money. If you look at your wallet, okay, and you can really feel that, the money is happy or money is sad. When you are giving money to someone, a lot of people think, "Arey yaar, why I'm paying money, they don't feel happy about it. They have a guilt feeling.
Yeah.
Then money becomes sad. So if you have positive emotion around money, whether you're earning money or whether you're spending money or whatever you are doing with money, it's happy money.
Okay. Can you give some example, probably from your life? What is sad money for you, or something that you have seen around?
Sad money, like say if I buy something, okay, and I regret it later, that why I bought this in the first place, maybe expensive watch, maybe expensive car, then that money can become sad.
Okay.
Okay, because I've already spent that money.
Right.
Now I'm not feeling good about money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling guilty about that spending.
Sure.
So that is what makes money sad.
But there is a concept called buyer remorse, right? Like the moment you buy something expensive, you always rethink, is that sad money or is that something different than the sad money, the buyer remorse?
It's always about the decision. Like once you have taken the decision,
Yeah.
okay, don't regret.
Yeah.
You should be happy. Money is just an emotion. You see, like Warren Buffett has, donated 80% of his wealth.
Sure.
Still is richest person on this planet.
Right.
Because actually what I believe, money is a tool to change people's lives. And you see, actually money is changing people's lives.
Yeah, I do believe that. Like, I believe that everyone should be financially free sooner than later, because once you have that cushion of safety, you can actually start experiencing life. You can start doing the things which really tickles your heart, tickles your mind, because now you're not doing it for money. You're doing it because you want to do. And it's a sad truth of life that we all need a lot of money to survive. But it is also at the same time, sometimes people don't realize, but they are stuck in this loop of making more money and more money. So, Abhishek, what is financial freedom and how much money is enough?
Financial freedom, according to me, is a stage in life where you no longer work for money. Like if your passive income is such that you can fulfill your basic requirement and your lifestyle expenses
Yeah.
by that corpus or by that income, you
Yeah.
can be called as financially free. So financially free is practically like just now you mentioned buying your time. So when you are financially free, you are both rich money wise and time wise. You can pursue your hobbies. You stop worrying about money. The most important thing is you stop worrying about money.
Sure.
So that is the stage when you become financially free.
But then the question is, how much money is enough to be the financially free? Because we know that life is so uncertain. There are challenges, there are inflation, there's war happening, and COVID happened. Then we realized that, there's how much money it is. Maybe it's not enough because we need to. There are things which could just change our life, and perhaps money could help us get through those challenging times. So how do you decide how much money is enough? How do you go about? How do an individual, somebody who has no mentorship or no conversation around happening like this, can go about deciding how much money they need?
So it all depends on what is your expenditure. Like I will give my example, okay?
Sure.
So I require 50 lakhs to maintain the kind of lifestyle I am living, the kind of vacations I do every year. So say that amount roughly comes to around 50 lakhs rupees per annum, okay, in INR terms. Now, if I want to become financially free, then what I need to do, say I want to become financially free by the age 50, okay. Now there is the impact of inflation, okay. So today's 50 lakhs will say cost about 80 lakhs rupees when I turn 50.
Right.
And that will keep on increasing at the rate of 6% every year.
Sure.
Till my life. Normally we take life expectancy to be around 80-85 years of age. Okay. So that amount comes to around 12.5 CR.
Yeah.
If I have that 12.5 CR, practically the purchasing value of money will keep on
So 12.5
decreasing.
CR by the time you turn 50?
50, yes.
Okay. And which is also already invested, sort of.
The total corpus which I require at the age of 50 should be 12.5 crores.
Yeah.
So what it will do, it will give me a regular income. Like I can withdraw, say, at the rate of 7% every year.
Yeah.
Okay. And that money also keeps on growing because ultimately it has to be invested in a smart investment which can actually beat inflation, and you keep on withdrawing a passive income throughout your life. And a thumb rule says that whatever your monthly expenditure, say somebody have a monthly expenditure of 1 lakh rupees, okay? In a year, he spends about 12 lakhs.
Okay.
So if you want to become financially free, you should have 30 times the corpus of your yearly expenses.
By the time?
By any time. Like today, if I want to become financially free,
Yeah.
and today somebody is expenditure is say 12 lakhs,
Right.
okay, then you require 3.6 crores.
Okay. That's like almost close to half a
30
million.
times, yeah,
$500,000.
exactly.
Wow, that's a big amount and good amount to have.
Good amount.
Yeah, and especially in India, I think like the kind of market and situation we are in, if you have that kind of money, plus the expenditure in India is growing, but not as bad as countries outside India. So yeah, I do believe that. But you keep saying, if I want to be financially free by 50 or you want to retire, is that the same thing or they are two different things? The retirement and financially freedom, are they the same thing or different?
Retirement is a concept, in the Western world, okay, basically, because a lot of people, they want to, become debt free.
Yeah.
Okay. They want to spend their life in a different way.
Yeah.
So that is called retirement. But, from my young life, I used to see that whenever I used to see a retirement picture, एक बूढ़ा बूढ़ी छड़ी लेके जा रहे होते. This is how, the
Yeah, and
retirement
old
was.
men, women going on the beach
Right.
mostly.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Beach
and
or
the
anywhere.
sunset, like a beautiful picture. Sure.
Right. So financial freedom means that retirement and financial freedom are basically same thing. Okay. It just you are reaching a stage in life when you don't work for money.
I see your point, but I have a little bit different opinion on this. I think the retirement was a concept for a generation before us, our parents, because they have to work till 50s or 60s. If they have a private or government job, right? They have to work till 58, 60 to get retired. And what's their dream then? By then, their child are like all married, settled. Now they plan to travel the world. But our generation, like the generation that we are in, or generation who are after us, they are actually blessed that way because they are already traveling the world. So for them, that waiting for 50 or 60 to live the life in terms of like traveling, in terms of experiences, is not there.
Yeah, because when you have wealth, you have all the wealth, you don't have health. That time.
Yes. I mean, yeah, what's the point of like having all the money in the world, but you can't enjoy it?
Yes.
That reminds me of a quote from Dalai Lama who said like, human, I mean, it's not the exact word, but the saransh was this, that human people are funny people. Like, we are funny people, that we spend most of our life accumulating health. And in order of accumulating health, we destroy our health. Now at the later stage of our life, we actually spend that money to fix our health. And in this entire process, we never end up enjoying or living the life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think like money is a very mindset thing. And once your relationship with money and the way you look at it changes, it just changes the entire dynamic of your existence. Saying that, it's easy to say when you have done things, but here we are to help people to understand how they can reach there, right? So let's say you talked about a concept called passive income, Abhishek. What is passive income? Like, I have a job, right? I'm making, let's say, 2 lakh rupees or $5,000 a month, for example, right? And I'm comfortable. I'm live in India. I have a comfortable life. I have a car. I have a house, maybe rented or I own it. I mean, but how do I go about creating that passive income you're talking about? How? Because I don't have time, man. And like my job takes or my business takes the entire time of my life. So please give me some example of passive income and how do I go about creating those?
Imagine you are sleeping.
Yes.
And still you are making money.
Sure. That's what I do, by the way, but sure.
So that is what passive income is.
Okay.
You make money 24/7. So if you buy a property, buy a real estate, you earn income, rental income. That is the passive income.
Airbnb kind of concept or short-term or long-term rental. Sure.
Anything. It can be anything.
Yeah.
And you are not working for that. You've already created that asset. Now that asset is giving you money without you working for that money.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Then you have a lot of stocks, which are dividend yields. So you get dividends. You also get appreciation. So that is the kind of passive income you have.
Okay.
And a lot of, people write books. It's a one-time investment and they, keep
Enjoy
on getting royalty throughout their life.
Sure.
That is again a passive income.
Yeah. No, I've experienced, I think, almost all of it. I have books on Amazon, I have books on my own store, and I don't do a lot of marketing, but they sell, and this money keeps coming, and all I need to do is spend like some time every year to update and just add new stuff, and it's been 7 years, by the way, and it's doing great. Airbnb is a concept that I've started getting into lately, and a friend inspired me to do that. And he's a very smart, very sharp businessman, like banya guy. So, and he's a very dear friend, my school friend, right? Like, so he bought one property, like a very small 1 BHK somewhere in Gurgaon for 1 BHK, okay? And then in that same building, he started buying more property. And he took a loan, he opened a company, like a LLP or something, I don't know, I'm not sure about that. But he ended up having 15 to 20 such 1 BHK. His investment was low because he took most of the loan, and the loan EMI is being paid by the rental income. Oh my God, he's killing it. And when he told me, I was like, okay, dude, like he told me few times in the last 5 years, Harsh, you should do this. It's a no-brainer. And I think I'm often lazy when it comes to doing this kind of business, which is like, which requires a lot of engagement with people and being on the ground, because I'm online guy. Like I enjoy making money online. But saying that, like, not everyone is fortunate enough to do online business. And this passive income on Airbnb is a great concept if you do it smartly. Like you pick the right property, you get the rental income plus the appreciation. Plus, since if you have an asset, you can also borrow money from the bank or anywhere because you already have an asset. So you can leverage that to grow your pie. So you mentioned books, you mentioned short-term or real estate properties with dividend stocks.
And one more concept is there, that is SWP. Like a lot of people have heard about SIP, Systematic Investment Plan.
Yeah.
Okay, that is to create the corpus. And once you create that corpus, you can start reverse SIP, which is known as Systematic Withdrawal Plan. Like you've already created the corpus, now what you can do, I will just give an example, so I just did an analysis. Like somebody have 1 crore of money, okay, and he's doing SWP of say 50,000. Starts with a SWP of 50,000 rupees every month. Okay,
Like taking out money from
out money from the corpus.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've accumulated enough units, and those units, you keep on withdrawing those units every month, and you can keep on increasing that money, say by 5% every year because of to take care of the inflation. And we did an analysis of 10 years. So you invested 1 crore, you pulled out almost 80-90 lakhs rupees in 10 years, and still that corpus became around 2 crores.
Wow. Okay. But people do this at the later stage of their life or as per their requirement? How does it work, this process of SIP? Everyone talks about, keep investing. But I think you're one of the few people who also talk about like taking out money. So
it's very important, when to come out of your investments.
Yeah.
SIP is a good concept, like somebody who just want to accumulate money, who want to bring discipline into their life. Like we pay EMIs, why not, do SIPs also?
Right.
Part of income you can always invest. Okay. But SIP is a slow, practically, it grows really slow. A lot of times you have to invest during corrections also.
Sure.
Like I was reading somewhere that Warren Buffett during his 80 years of journey got only 9 opportunities.
Sorry, what's
9 big opportunities to make money.
Yeah.
So SIP, you continue. Okay.
Small amount.
Small amount.
Yeah.
But when you get that opportunity, when you get a deep correction in the market, it's not time to sip, it's time to gulp.
Yeah. But people don't really plan for it. And I'm glad that you always prepared me for that. Because, like my money was keep coming, right? My business was making money, and like I have a very it's kind of money which was coming, and then you were asking me to put it in equity and debt fund. And I was like, Abhishek, I don't need this fund in like 3 or 4 years. But you said like, okay, no, Harsh, keep this 30% in debt fund, because there are days, which happened twice, by the way, in our like this 10 year of life, when the market corrected, like COVID was one of the time. And there was 1 or 2 such situation. It was not steep correction like COVID, but there was correction. And those are the time, if you deploy your money and if you have that lump sum investment, it just changes your trajectory of your finances.
That time you will really make a lot of money. Practically the risk, people perceive when the markets are falling. So people perceive, risk is more, but actually the risk is less
Yeah.
because the valuations are less. You get, if you go to a shopping mall
Yeah.
and if you, see that prices are marked down by 30-40%, you're happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, I'm getting the same stuff, more stuff, for the same money.
I think the problem is that a lot of people don't really learn about personal finance and psychology of money. I think that, maybe you can add it, like, who said that when people are greedy, be fearful, and when people are fearful, be greedy? Do you know who said that?
That's one of the famous quote by Mr. Warren Buffett.
Okay, so I believe that, like, in every asset class, like, when I see like everyone is gaga about it, like, okay, I know I'm a stock picker. Like Indian market, for example, today we are sitting in 2023. Everyone is going gung-ho about Indian market. Like it gave amazing return in 2-3 years. Honestly, I'm worried. Inside, I'm worried because though India outlook is great from here, but now what's happening that a lot of people are just pumping money everywhere, any small cap, because it feels like it's a free money everywhere. Same happened with the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin back in 2000, I don't know, 3 years back when Bitcoin was hitting $70,000. Even the Uber driver would say like, I have money I was in US and this Uber driver was like, hey, I bought Dogecoin, I bought this coin. And when that kind of conversation is happening, sir, like market is greedy, you should be fearful. And what that means is that you do a rebalancing.
Right.
And I think often people see rebalancing differently, and I see it very differently, Abhishek. Like my thing is like, okay, you create a rebalancing, like for every asset class, you have certain percentage, let's say 50-50, 50-20-20. When the market is greedy, right? Like then your proportion should not be the same. It should be different. Oh, is that the right approach, or we don't know? Like it's again a luck-based thing.
Different. So, asset allocation is one of the best thing. Like you should not be having any single asset in money in single asset.
Yeah.
Like if you talk about a lot of people, think gold is the safest investment on earth.
Right.
But if somebody goes by data, then
Yeah.
2013, 14, 15, 3 years gold fell down by almost 30%.
Fell down
by 30%.
Okay. And how is the gold ROI if you compare from 2012 to 2023? What is if you
It's
have
about
any
7.5%.
year on year, right? Like sort of.
But interesting part is since 2000, if you consider data from 2012 to 2020,
Yeah.
the gold return was just 4.5-5%.
Yeah. What would you say to the people, and I keep meeting some really smart people who have most of their fund in the equity market, ETF or mutual fund, and equity market. They don't touch gold or real estate. And I was actually one of those for a longer period of my investing career. What do you think about that strategy? Is that okay or not okay?
See, real estate you can't liquidate. Okay, when you want to invest in the market, when the markets are really good at valuations, you get a very cheap valuation, and you often see that COVID happened. Okay, and the last crash happened in the year 2013.
Yeah.
Okay, and before that it happened in the year 2008.
Yeah.
Okay, in last 20 years you have seen only 3 or 4 such falls.
Right.
So that is a great opportunity. And if you don't have money
Yeah.
to deploy that time,
Yeah.
then how will you create money? Then you will get suboptimal returns like 10-12%, that's it. But you really want to see a good returns of about say more than 15-18%, then you have to put money during these kind of corrections. And that is when these investments like debt funds comes into picture.
But buddy, I have to tell you, like when the market goes into that kind of cycle, it's very, very tough and challenging to invest money in the market. I don't know, like just you are so like there is blood on the street, like people are fearful. And then you're thinking that, okay, I have this corpus, should I invest? I mean, now when you look back, of course, it's like a smart decision. But when that thing plays out emotionally, you are so worried about losing the money. And I experienced this. I remember you calling me on the COVID day and were like, Harsh, come on. This is the time, 19th March or some 19th April. I don't remember the month. But you called me and said, Harsh, invest, put the money. I mean, market is 20-30% at discount price. But yeah, so how do you go about like changing that? Like, because this cycle will play out, and emotion and psychology, the thing is like often they do the same thing when, you know, situation comes, when the similar situation comes. So how an individual investor who's managing their own money can get out of this psychological block and be, you know, resilient to invest when the market corrects?
I know, you know, this happened. Like, have you seen that movie Munna by MBBS?
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Jadoo ki
I will come to how, you know, individual investors can do. But
Yeah.
I will tell you know, what is our role.
Yeah,
So
sure.
normally, when you say that Munna by MBBS, there Bomban Irani mentioned a very good thing. Like, लाखों ऑपरेशन किए इस हाथों ने, लेकिन कभी कांपे नहीं. लेकिन मैं अपनी बेटी का ऑपरेशन करूंगा तो ये हाथ जरूर कांपेंगे.
Right.
Because he loves his daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you love your money, so when you see your portfolio falling down,
Yeah.
it's very hard, and I know it's very tough, you know, to deploy money that time, because you continuously see your money eroding. 100 became 90, 80, 70, 60. And that's the time you stop looking at your portfolio. And wherein, you know, we give comfort to investors, like, you know, it keeps on happening, and this is the time you should be putting money, and a lot of things are there. And their financial advisors again play a very, very important role. And when individually people are managing their own money,
Yeah.
so it just, you know, you have to have a preset formula, like when you will be deploying money. The problem is a lot of people, you know, keep on looking at the portfolios daily.
Yeah. Which is not the investing, which is like looking at the magic money that, hey, my money is growing. If it grows by 2 lakh a day, I'm very happy. If it goes down by 2 lakh, I'm very sad. And I have a friend who does this. We invest in the stock market, like, and his message is like, oh shit, I'm down 3 lakh today. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you investing? Are you trading? But I think like some people like just don't understand the psychology of money, or what would you call it, or how to approach the investing.
And it's not about psychology of money. See, psychology of money will anyways, you know, be different for different people. So for this, one has to understand two concepts. One is asset allocation, and the other one is rebalancing.
Okay.
So when you are doing rebalancing, that means you are selling a asset which is the valuations is high,
Right.
and you are entering the asset the valuation of which is low.
Right.
So when you are doing profit booking and when you are entering at asset which is trading at lower valuations,
Right.
then you keep on making money, and the portfolio risk also minimizes if you do that.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is something we did religiously for the first 5-6 year of our, like, when we were working together, right? And so, you know, like I'll add something like our approach is usually to see our money grow. Like, you know, we invest money in different market, be it fixed deposit, be it stocks. And all we look at is the return, like, oh, we got 15% return. This is a good investment. We got 8% return. This is bad investment. We got -1% return. Like, I'm out of it. And I think that's a very bad approach, considering what I've learned over these years, thanks to you and thanks to all other smart people that told me this small nuggets of wisdom. I think the first thing is the goal-based investing, where you decide why do you need money for and when do you need money. You want to buy a car, you can go and buy a car today, take a loan. I think it's a horrible idea. It's a depreciating asset. But you plan that I'll buy the car in 4 years and my budget is, let's say, $40,000 worth of car. So now you start investing for that purpose. You want to get married, or you want to buy a flat, or you want to have your child education. I mean, you add these different goals, and then you start investing for those pocket.
Exactly.
And there will be combination of mutual fund and debt fund.
Yeah. It will be a combination of various assets.
Yeah.
And after identifying your goals, you have to prioritize your goal as well. The goal which is more important to you.
Yeah.
And the goal, you know, which is least priority to you.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, upgrading your second home or buying a second car. That can be a low priority goal. And when it comes to your financial freedom, when it comes to your
retirement money
yes, or child education,
yes,
that is a goal you can't compromise.
Right.
So then you can prioritize your goals. And then you can start funding the goals, looking at what kind of risk appetite you have. Okay, what duration you have.
Yeah.
Like if you have 18 years duration,
right,
that is a long period.
Sure.
And market always work in cycle. So practically you can ride through various cycles and you can make money. Even if you go wrong in one cycle, practically, you can cover up in the second cycle.
True.
But when you have short-term goals, like maybe you want to buy a property in just 1 year, that's the money, that is a no equity window. You should not be putting any money into equities if you have 1 year. A lot of people will suggest the past return, for the 1 year is say 18%, 20%.
Right.
And you put money into equities.
Yeah. That
But
remind me of that famous quote. Sorry to stop you. The past performance is not the
indicator of future performance.
yes, which people don't understand. I mean, when they understand, I think it's often too late. But honestly, investing is you're never too late. The sooner you start, you'll go through that cycle where your emotions would play out. You would probably make the mistake earlier or later. You will make those. So the idea is if you make those mistakes as early as possible in your career, it will help you a lot. And plus the magic of compounding, as Albert Einstein said, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. What is your thought on that? Can you explain with a very simple example, like one of your Munna Bhai kind of example about compounding? Yes.
I will tell you, this is a last year. So I was just, passing by a sweet shop in Kolkata.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of shops, you will find it 100 years old, 150 years old.
Right.
So there is a shop, I will not name that shop.
Sure.
Okay. But it was written since 1885. And there has been, that business establishment has been in existence for more than 140 years, about 140 years.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if that person would have invested only 1 rupee in that business around 140 years back. Okay. And normally we say in business you can easily get 20% kind of returns. And that is a mithai ka business. You get, much better ROI.
Yeah.
So Harsh, can you just tell me the figure? Like 1 rupee you invested only once and you let it compound for 140 years.
Sure. I can put the number to it, but I'm pretty sure it's a
It's
mammoth number.
Any guess?
Maybe like 50 crore?
You can...
Go more?
Yeah, go
more
more.
Up?
Yes.
70 crores? 100? 150? 200 crores? No? Okay, no, I give up. Tell me. Like,
It's 72,000 crores.
in how many years you said?
140 years.
1 rupee is compounding every month or every year?
1 rupee you invested, now it's compounding every year.
Right. And you keep adding 1 rupee every year.
No, you're not adding. You have just invested rupee 1.
That's it. Khalas.
That's it. Khalas, yes.
Okay.
And you're not investing any more amount. And that compounds for 140 years at the rate of 20%.
I will do that for my great grandson. Hopefully, he would remember me for good reasons.
Then what you can do,
Yes.
smart tip for you.
Yes.
Like your son is young.
Yes.
Okay. What you can do, you can set aside a amount for him every month.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to gift him 100 crores
Yeah.
by the time he's 50.
No, I
okay,
want to give him when he's 30. I mean, like...
He's 30.
Yeah.
Then you can increase your amount. I did a calculation wherein we sometimes ask, what's your father's name, grandfather's name? And a lot of people, they go up to 2-3 generations and they forget that they don't have the name. Now imagine something coming from that great grandfather every month.
Right.
Will you remember the name of?
I would love him. Like, I would basically wake up every morning and will be like, great grandfather, thank you. I don't think any human being on the planet would not remember their great grandfather who have done something like this.
Exactly. But a lot of people can do actually.
Yeah.
So we just did a calculation and we advised a family who really wanted to see big money.
Right.
Okay. So he told, I want to do something for my child. He's just born and I keep on investing, say 25,000 rupees every month till the time he's 25.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I tell him, how the money also kept on compounding as he was growing.
Yeah.
And then I hand over that money to him
Yeah.
and say, now you continue it for 25 years. And that amount can become 100 crores. If you invest just 25,000 rupees, that can build a corpus of 100 crores. So that is compounding. And that's why Warren Buffett said, Albert Einstein said that it's 8 wonder of the world. Yeah. And Warren Buffett, using that formula, became richest person on this planet.
True.
His ROI is just 20% per annum.
Yeah.
But 20% is not the game or the
Right.
trick of the game.
Yeah.
It's the 80 years of compounding that made him super rich.
Super important info. And I think we all use this word compounding very loosely. We don't really internalize this concept that what compounding can do for your finances and also for your knowledge. So what I usually do, Abhishek, and this is something like, I don't know, I developed over the time. Like I go to a lot of conferences and I meet a lot of smart people. And my goal there is to just learn one thing that even though this much be this small, like probably 1% of one of my hobby, one of my habits, one of my thing that I'm passionate or I like. But over the time, like let's say I meet like 50 such smart people in a year, that 1% overall compounded my knowledge and helped me to live a better, fulfilling life. This is what I've experienced so far.
So compounding works everywhere, be it money, be it your habits.
Yes. Habits, definitely. I think like we are coming to end of this podcast, Abhishek, and I want to ask two questions to you, and let's see if you can add some humor or some seriousness to it. If you actually have to put all your money, are you ready?
Yeah.
If you have to put all your money in one company, which company it would be and why? It doesn't have to be right question. It just have to be right for right now. And hey guys, it's not an investment advice. It's a fun question. Please go ahead.
I will opt for asset allocation. So that is the greatest product for me.
Okay. It's very interesting. Like, so you're not picking a company, you're picking a strategy asset allocation. Fair enough. And where would you put the money? Like fast, like
Because
30
when
seconds.
you do asset allocation, you can't be wrong.
Yeah.
You be right sometimes.
Yeah.
You be wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
But end of the day,
You will be a winner.
you will be winner, and at least you will be making double than what you get in FDs.
Fair
and
enough.
better tax adjusted and risk adjusted returns.
Sure.
So for me, asset allocation will be that product.
Lovely, Abhishek. Asset allocation. And my last, second question for you is share one money saving hack that you truly swear by.
The first thing would be to take care of your risk. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's very simple and everybody knows that, but still I would like to reiterate. Have your health insurance in proper place.
Right.
Have your life insurance. So if anything unforeseen happens, like COVID, we saw a lot of people, they were struggling, they had to pay a huge hospital bills. But you just imagine that bill is taken care by the insurance company and you don't have to break your savings.
Right.
So that's the number one hack. Then second is to have your emergency fund in place.
Right.
Like I know a lot of people who keep on losing their jobs, especially in startup companies, and they really get worried. If you have emergency fund, say if you are working in a startup company, you can have 12 months of emergency
Abhishek,
fund.
so I think I'm asking about the hack. So you talked about like having health fund and insurance fund and emergency fund. Sure, that's a baseline everyone should keep. People don't do a lot of them, but I think now people are becoming smarter. They always have their health insurance, life insurance, and emergency fund in the place.
Yeah.
Tell us one smart money saving hack. Go back to your childhood or your early days of college. How do you used to save money like one smart way?
I always used to save 20% of my money.
Okay.
Whatever I used to get,
Yeah.
I made sure that I always save 20% for my financial freedom corpus.
Okay.
And I will just give you a nice example.
Yes.
Okay. Like somebody say who is earning 1 lakh rupees every month.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now say he's 25 years of age.
Right.
Now in his entire life, if you keep on increasing his income at the rate of 5%, which is a very nominal. So in his earning life, he will be making around 8.5 crores.
Okay.
And if you just save 20% of your monthly income, whatever comes to you,
Yeah.
you save 20% and add to your financial freedom kitty.
Right.
You will earn more than what you have earned by toiling your entire career.
Okay.
So that's the biggest hack. And if you do that, you will never face a money challenge. Money will always be there with you.
I wish it happens to all of us that we achieve money faster than we think and then we actually start experiencing life. But to get there, of course, one has to work hard and smart at the same time. And what we just talked today is all the smart techniques, something that you would not learn in your college or in your school or in your business or in your job, right? This is something that you have to think beyond what you really do. Like whatever ways you're making money from your job, from your business, if you're not thinking about personal finance, about investing, not understanding the nuances, and it takes a little time. To be honest, I learned because I spent a lot of time with Abhishek. He was one of those guys who was willing to teach you and ask you all the questions. And I used to bother him a lot. And honestly, it helped me a lot. Now, whenever a friend of mine comes and like Abhishek Bhatnagar, if I recall, if I could put his name and he don't mind this, a very good guy, very smart guy, making a lot of money, but he never invested properly. Now he went to you, he started understanding the concept. And the only thing I said, ask him all the questions because, may or may not be with him forever, but this will be very help you throughout the career. Saying that, thank you, Abhishek. It was beautiful and nice of you to be here, sharing your knowledge, sharing your wisdom with all of the audience. And if you have any question, if you learn something interesting, do let us know by sharing your feedback. It's the first podcast that we are doing today. And I would look forward to hearing your thoughts, comment. Tell us the best part about this podcast. Tell us what topic that you want me to do the next podcast on.
I will end with a quote.
Go ahead.
Because we are talking about financial freedom.
Right.
So I will just end with a quote. And it's a quote by Unsaid. I don't know who said this. But millions aspire to become financially free.
Right.
But only who gives priority have millions.
That's beautiful. Who said that?
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, okay. All right. Lovely. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you for